I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on May 14th. Paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
An increasing chance of showers and thunderstorms during the day tomorrow with a high of 72. Northwest winds eventually gusting over 20. A continued chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow night with a low once again near 54. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
NEPCO is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEPCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEPCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's nebcoinc.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
If you've been putting off your health, what are you waiting for? The Summer 10-Week Challenge at Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is exactly what you need to kickstart your wellness. Farrell's gives you all the tools, coaching, support, and accountability you need to be successful. The 10-Week Challenge begins on June 8th, and monthly payments are now available. Head to fxblincoln.com for all the details. Stop taking your health for granted and get started with Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
This is a presentation of the 2024 NSAA State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. State baseball coverage is powered by Mullen Motors, Next Ag Appraisal and Realty, Members Owned Credit Union, Empire Fence and Netting, High Electric, and Union Bank and Trust. Now, calling all the action, here's Nick Sainert.
Hey, long time no speaking, as we are back here at Tal Anderson Field for the nightcap between the 7th seed, the Elkhorn South Storm, and the 6th seed, the Creighton Prep Junior Jays. Nick Sainert alongside Austin Orman from the home of the Omaha Mavericks here at Tal Anderson Field. Baxter Arena, the home of the hockey team, sits over the right field fence. The softball field of the home of the 2024 Summit League softball champions sits over our right shoulder behind us, and Exarban Village behind the batter's eye in center field. This is a beautiful uniform matchup for the eyeballs, but a really competitive matchup on the field, as it's the 6th-seeded Creighton Prep Junior Jays wearing the powder blue unis today with the dark blue letters and number, white pants, the powder blue hats as well. For Elkhorn South, same exact uniforms that we saw yesterday in their win against
Bellevue West.
The win against Bellevue West. Yes, drew a blank, as it's the charcoal gray uniforms with the navy blue bills on the caps and the navy blue lettering and numbering on the fronts and backs with the blue stripe down each side of the pants. So, Austin, as we get going, we've seen both of these teams play. We saw Michael Mechna get the start for Elkhorn South yesterday. Today, getting the start is Cal Cooper. Creighton Prep, we saw them last night as well against Millard West. Millard West was just a little too strong for them. Both these teams are really, really talented.
They absolutely are. We'll start with Creighton Prep. There's the visitors on the scoreboard today. Nick, not a lot of production from the top of that lineup. Senior Henry Bartholomew only reached base once, and that was on a hit by pitch. Caniglio, the third baseman, only drew a walk, and then Mike Wheelock ended all 4 innings he came to bat without reaching. It's going to be tough to win games if you get that little production from ostensibly the three best hitters in your lineup, especially against, like I said last night, a team that pretty much any other year would be number one in the state in Millard West. On the flip side of that, Elkhorn South jumped ahead of Bellevue West and stayed ahead of Bellevue West. A gutty effort by the Storm in their win over the Thunderbirds, sending the 3 seed packing early.
Well, so Creighton Prep on the mound, they're going to start John Lysek, a 3-4 record on the year, 4.71 earned run average. For Elkhorn South, talked about it, Cal Cooper gets the nod, 4-1 record on the year, a southpaw throwing from the left side with a 1.45 earned run average. So once again, here at Tal Anderson Field, the shadows are starting to cover the baseball diamond as the turf field looks like it's in really good shape. They were doing some work on the pitcher's mound in between games. Umpires are stretching out at second base as well, and we are just a couple of moments away from getting things rolling here at Tal Anderson Field in Omaha. This will be the only day that we are at Tal Anderson Field this week, as on Wednesday, we're going to go ahead and go back to Warner Park as a 10 a.m. first pitch between the Millard South Patriots, who we just saw knock off and eliminate Lincoln Southwest. They face off against Lincoln East tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And if the Millard South Patriots are able to knock off the Spartans in game 1, then there will be a game 2. But if not, Lincoln East will punch their ticket. In the afternoon matchups that we will not have on 93.7 The Ticket, Millard West will face the winner of this game at 4 p.m. Same type of feeling and scenario, to where if the winner of this game beats Millard West in game 1, then they'll play a second one if necessary. But if Millard West is victorious in that 4 p.m. first pitch, then we're going to have our state championship set by that time. So we are getting ready to go underway. Cal Cooper out of the full windup. Appreciate you guys joining us on a beautiful night for baseball. Cal Cooper fires in the first pitch, and it's fouled back for strike 1. So no balls, 1 strike as Henry Bartholomew steps in, the center fielder for Creighton Prep. Bartholomew, 330 hitter, and he takes ball 1 up and out of the zone.
Nick, Cooper's come out of the gates hot, 86 and 87 for the first 2 pitches.
4-1 on the season for Cal Cooper as he winds up and fires. Swung on and missed for Bartholomew. It's 1-2. It's been an emotional day. Lincoln Northwest gets the win over the Waverly Vikings after an incredible performance from Alex Berry. As the 1-2 offering is swung on and missed, and that's strikeout number 1 for Cal Cooper. But back to the rest of the results is Blair was able to come from behind and knock off their opponent in that matchup.
2-time defending state champ Elkhorn North.
Thank you, Elkhorn North. Then we saw Millard South beat Lincoln Southwest, and now this game between the Junior Jays and the Storm. Here's the pitch to the number 2 hitter in the lineup. This one drifting towards the dugout will stay in play, and the catcher is able to grab it for out number 2 as Tony Caniglio is retired for the second out. Nice job by Crew McDonald behind the dish, finding his bearings and making the catch. So that's out number 2. Brings up Michael Wheelock. Wheelock, the designated hitter today. One interesting note about McDonald, the Elkhorn South catcher, hadn't been in the lineup yet. Now he is in the lineup, getting to hit 8th in that Storm lineup against Creighton Prep here. Ball 1 outside to Wheelock. This will be just the 7th pitch of the first inning for Cal Cooper. And it's buried just in front of the plate, scooped on the left side. Ball 2. So Cal Cooper on the season, 4-1 record, a 1.45 earned run average. Wind at a standstill. The pitch, inside corner, strike 1. It is incredible, and we've said it a couple of times, how soundproof these press boxes are. I'm looking down, seeing all the Elkhorn South folks clapping their hands, and I'm not hearing a thing. Austin Orman, the 2-1 pitch swung on and missed. 2-2.
Cooper's shown pretty good command of that breaking ball. That fastball registered at 91 miles per hour. If he's going to run it up there, 86 plus, stick with that fastball all day, Nick.
2 balls, 2 strikes for Cal Cooper, the Elkhorn South pitcher. Going up against Wheelock, the Creighton Prep hitter. Fastball up out of the zone at 89 miles per hour for ball 3.
It is not an easy 89 miles per hour. That is a violent, aggressive delivery. He has given it everything he got with his team season on the line, understandably so.
Cal Cooper, the future Husker baseballer, on the mound. The pitch on 3-2, just up and in, ball 4. So Cooper allows the 2-out walk to Wheelock. Wheelock will occupy first base with number 8, the starting first baseman coming up, Will Smithberg. Smithberg, a sophomore, hitting .346 on the campaign. No home runs, 14 runs driven in while coming to the state tournament. So Smithberg gets the start in the cleanup spot. Runner on first is Wheelock. Cal Cooper on the mound. Left-handed thrower quickly steps off. Obviously not his best move since he just disengaged with the rubber. But now, something to certainly watch for is the pitching depth from Elkhorn South. As the runner gets a lead, flinches towards second base, now backs it up towards first base just to be safe in case of a pickoff attempt. And it's a strike 1, swinging and missing on Smithberg. We saw Michael Mechna yesterday, future Oregon Duck, and now we're seeing the future Husker on the mound. How about that for a pitching staff? The 0-1 delivery from Cooper, swung on and missed again. Mixed up timings there. Did Cal Cooper as he went a little quicker, a little more violent, like Austin said that first time, and then that one slowed down the delivery and was able to fire it in there for a swinging strike. Quick pick over to first base. Back in time was Wheelock.
One of those things, Nick, that it's good to vary the timing, but you can't make it that obvious. Then you'll give the batter even just that quick split-second read of, okay, he's slowed down, breaking ball.
No balls, 2 strikes. He'll pick over to first base. Back in time without even a tag was Wheelock. Doesn't look like Cal Cooper has the greatest pickoff move. He also might be strategically sandbagging a little bit here in the top of the first. 2 outs, no balls, 2 strikes. The pitch home. Upstairs, 1-2.
Also not sure the effect of picking over with Wheelock necessarily.
1 ball, 2 strikes. This is the 15th pitch of the inning for Cal Cooper. Wheelock stands on first base. He checks him once, and Wheelock goes. Now this one roped into center field, down for a hit. Tracked down by the center fielder as Wheelock strolls into third, and rounding first base before eventually going back is Smithberg. So the cleanup hitter for the Prep Junior Jays gets a 2-out single. Wheelock was off with the pitch, so he was able to get up to third base, and Smithberg occupies first base. So runners at the corner for now Birchfield, the second baseman, number 4, Logan Birchfield, a junior hitting .291, has 19 RBIs on the season. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Cal Cooper comes set, takes a breath, checks the runner at first and looks back home and fires. Strike 1 on the inner part, 0-1.
Something to always monitor with the lefty pitcher on the mound, Nick. Are base runners on first going on first move, or are they doing kind of a shuffle, go, delayed steal? Wheelock just took off.
No balls, 1 strike here in the top of the first inning, just past the 7 o'clock hour here at Tal Anderson Field. Cal Cooper comes set, fires home. This one a breaking ball, hammered out to left center field, getting tracked by the left fielder, and he's there to make the catch. An impressive grab by the left fielder, Michael Mechna, as he strolls over and is able to make the grab for out number 3. So no runs on 2 hits for Creighton Prep, 2 left on base in Wheelock and Smithberg. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Your score 0-0 between Creighton Prep and Elkhorn South on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car and your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Nick Standard, Austin Norman back with you from Tal Anderson Field. It's our first look at John Lysek, the Creighton Prep starter today. 3-4 record on the year, a 4.71 earned run average for the Junior Jay's right-handed thrower. He'll face the top of the order for Elkhorn South here in the bottom of the first in Kobe Eichmeyer, Easton O'Gorman, and Keegan Walters. Michael Mechna hitting fourth in the cleanup spot. Carter O'Neill hitting fifth. Quinn Athey, if I remember that correctly. Yep. Quinn Athey hitting sixth. Luke Hoskinson hitting seventh. Crew McDonald hitting eighth. And number 6 for Elkhorn South, Connor Charvat hitting ninth. So there's the Elkhorn South lineup from top to bottom. And stepping in on the right side of the batter's box is Kobe Eichmeyer. Eichmeyer took a ball off the face or off the helmet the other day on a throw down to third. He seems to be okay. He was screened for a concussion test while out on the field, sat out an inning and returned. First pitch from Lysek is up and misses way high. Ball 1. Eichmeyer with a long red batch of hair flowing out from underneath the helmet. The future Augustana commit, I should say, as this one drilled real well out to left center field, but the center fielder patrolling out there and is able to make the catch, Henry Bartholomew. So 2 pitches and a fly out to the center fielder for Kobe Eichmeyer.
Back-to-back contacts drilled to that left center field gap, Nick. It's a pretty big park, right? 330 down both lines, 410 to dead center. The outfielders for Elkhorn South playing pretty deep. Creighton Prep just a few steps in front of where the Storm outfield is. So
the first pitch, the at-bat to Easton O'Gorman, the designated hitter today, is in there for a strike, 0-1. We're on much better time today than we were yesterday. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch inside, 1-1. I say that understanding that I may have just jinxed us, Austin. Might still get out of here about 10:15 p.m. tonight.
Even the 9-8 game moved along pretty quickly. So
absolutely.
We'll find some wood to knock on between innings.
1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 offering is up and away, 2-1. Appreciate Harrison Orange back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch from Lysek. Swung on, chopped just over the pitcher's mound. Tough play for the shortstop as O'Gorman couldn't beat it out. He's thrown out at first. Nice play by the shortstop, Anderson, as he threw it over to Smithburg at first for out number 2. 6-3 on the putout. That was just a tough one. O'Gorman doesn't run the best, but it was a tough one because it was chopped so high and so softly that it was right behind the pitcher's mound. And as all that momentum coming towards home plate, the shortstop, Anderson, had to throw across his body somewhat from a different arm slot and got the out at first. As the first pitch of the at-bat is in foul territory, pops out of the glove of Smithburg and into the netting in foul territory, 0-1.
Good ball handling by Anderson on that 6-3 putout. That's got to be a quick transfer no matter the speed of the runner. I'd like to see that be the second baseman's ball there, Nick. The first baseman didn't look that confident running after it, and the second baseman would have had time to get there. So I'd like him to yell his first baseman off, say, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine. Probably more comfortable making that long run.
No balls, 1 strike after the missed foul grab. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning for Elkhorn South. The pitch from Lysek, breaking ball. This one's tailing towards the right center gap. Bartholomew racing over and is able to make the catch for out number 3. It's his second fly out to the center fielder this inning. And Elkhorn South goes down in order 1, 2, and 3. When we return, it's Creighton Prep's turn in the top of the second inning. 6, 7, 8 hitters, Chase, Anthony, and Ziola all due up for Creighton Prep in the top of the second. It's 0-0 after 1 inning of play, and we'll come back in 60 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
No score through an inning and a half at Tal Anderson Field in the heart of Omaha. I'm Austin Norman, Nick Sainer alongside me. Final game of 4 today. Leading off the top of the second for Creighton Prep is the catcher Michael Chase. Last night against Millard West, Chase singled in his first at bat, came around to score, flew out to right field, and grounded into a fielder's choice at third base. Cal Cooper out for a second inning of work, 17 pitches in the first inning. He jumps ahead of Chase, the Creighton Prep catcher, 0-1 with a foul ball down the third baseline. Cooper, the lefty, couple tap steps, brings that arm back. Chase pops it up high and deep behind us here in the press box. So quickly, Cal Cooper up in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Chase on the season, a .421 hitter, 38 official at-bats, hits in 16 of them. Corner outfielders playing extremely deep for the Storm as Cooper delivers. That's a breaking pitch off the outside corner, counts 1 and 2. And Nick, the reason we think it's important to bring up how deep the outfielders are playing is that Mechna making that catch in the left center field gap, if he's playing what I would consider regular depth, I don't think he gets to that blast off the bat at Birchfield to end last inning.
No, that ball was hammered. It was hit really, really well, where almost I thought that the center fielder was the only one that was going to be remotely close to being able to grab that one. Mechna's probably only about 15 yards off of the warning track, which is a very, very short distance. He'll be able to cover that no problem. And he has the arm to be able to play deep enough, right? That's another part of it. Has the arm to play deep enough to where he can throw something in quickly to second base if needed.
We saw that arm on the mound against Bellevue West. Michael Chase has worked back from down 0-2 to a full count. Cooper, the lefty, delivers. Chase skies it. He's early on it, out of play to the left side. Sloping berm, we see some kids running around. This would be a perfect sledding hill if you weren't in danger of running into the retaining wall.
I was going to say, yeah, you're flying off of the retaining wall and probably onto the turf field.
We'll do it again, a full count. Cooper fastball inside corner. Chase goes down looking. That's a perfectly spotted fastball in the inside corner, Nick. Not the fastest we've seen at 82 miles an hour. That's more than enough to do the trick, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And Michael Chase thought that it was ball 4 until he even tossed the bat thinking he was walking down the first baseline, but instead he's walking back to the pine.
Cal Anthony walks to the plate. He steps up into the left-handed batter's box wearing number 11. Similarly, 1 for 3 yesterday, a strikeout, a fielder's choice, and a single. He takes strike 1.
How about this, Austin? So Cal Cooper just broke off a loopy Clayton Kershaw-esque curveball. And I say Clayton Kershaw just because it was so loopy, but now he hits him. But what I was going to say is he goes from 87 to 64. You're talking about 23 miles per hour of difference. If you're able to wait long enough, certainly it could be dangerous. But if not, the ability to get hitters out in front is going to be a luxury for Cal Cooper.
We've seen the fastball run up there as much as 91, probably going to settle in that 85, 86 range. You mentioned that curveball at 64. that's the loopy breaking ball. He throws that hard slider in the low to mid 70s. So 3 different levels of speeds. That's a huge tool in the arsenal. There's Anthony. He takes off on the hit and run. He's going to have to retreat to first base. A fly ball out to right field. It's going to be a close play at first base. Throw goes halfway down the first baseline. A low throw from the right fielder, Quinn Athey, gets the runner at first, Nick, but he airmailed it.
He did airmail it, and that's one of those things, right? That goes back to even when you're doing a relay in that scenario, it's okay to let that ball bounce, especially on a turf field. You're going to have more of a true bounce like we talked about. You always need to throw it through your cut guy. Throw it through them, not over the top of them, through them. And in that situation, he didn't have a guy to make the relay. But still, imagine that you're throwing it right over the head or through the head of the cut man, and he didn't. He airmailed it, like you said, which didn't allow them to get the double play.
So 2 outs in the inning, runner on first base. Cooper's slow pickoff move back to first. This isn't ye old 1980s style AstroTurf where the ball is going to speed up off the bounce, but it's not going to slow down nearly as much on a traditional grass field. Cooper wings it over to first, arm only.
I think it's also important to note that, hey, I mean, if you're able to make that throw, you're talking about potentially saving pitches from Cal Cooper. Who knows what happens now to the 9-hitter Anderson.
Anderson, righty in the box, chases a fastball up above his shoulders. That's strike 1. Last night against Millard West, Anderson hit in the 9-hole, sacrifice bunt, fly out to center, and a ground out to third. Cooper just threw his 28th pitch. Anthony takes off again. A little bit of a pitch out. That throw up. Good pick by Eichmeyer. That ball, like we saw from Sandy and Southwest, you see Crew McDonald just throw that one all arm. That's why it tailed up the baseline on him.
Also, I wanted to point out where he finished. He finished on the outside part of the left-handed batter's box. And so when that happens, naturally your throw is going to go to that side of the bag. You need to it's like an airplane taking off. Slowly gain ground going forward towards second base and make it easy for you.
Eichmeyer dances behind Anthony at second base, keeping him close. That one flared into right field with Athey playing deep. It's going to drop. He got a glove on it, but it trickled off. Athey quickly up. Here goes Garrett Anderson screaming into third base. He's in with a stand-up triple, and the game's first run scores.
It has to, I mean, that's one of those you have to attempt for the dive at least, right? Creighton Prep, once again, it goes back to that throw from the right fielder, Athey. If he doesn't airmail it, throws it through his imaginary cutoff in right field, we're talking about how Cal Cooper is out of this inning with 27 pitches, and it was a double play to end the inning. You have this momentum. Instead, he ends up getting a stand-up triple, and you're adding more pitches to your starting pitcher's number. So a couple of things, the evolution, you had to take a dive there on an up and down ball just on the turf. It's just going to keep on bouncing.
RBI triple Garrett Anderson as Henry Bartholomew steps in for his second at bat. He struck out his first time. And that, again, Nick, to me goes back to why is Quinn Athey playing so deep? What does Elkhorn South see, or do the coaches even notice? The wind, like you said, it's not strong, but it is blowing in toward the left field line, so that knocked that ball down a little bit. Yeah. And if Athey's even one step closer, he can catch that ball in a basket instead of having to lay out for it.
Well, especially in the right in right field, considering that you're pitching to a right-handed hitter, you are also, as Cal Cooper's done, hammering the inside part of the plate. Surprised that, especially if he hits something on the hands like he did there, that was not a well-hit baseball.
No.
But it was hit in the perfect spot with the perfect speed and direction to where it was shallow enough in right field where Quinn Athey was rushing, but now not learning his lesson. He's still only about 15 yards away from the warning track.
Mechna's still deep as well. The center fielder, Luke Hoskinson, easily the shallowest outfielder here for Elkhorn South. Counts even 2-2. Cal Cooper to Henry Bartholomew.
I can understand Mechna potentially playing a little bit deeper, but I don't see when you're facing a righty and Creighton Prep hasn't beaten you opposite field over your head, that is. Because right now, over your head is a home run. That's the way that Creighton Prep can beat you. They're giving them a lot more of a higher potential to hit a base hit or a blooper and it be down in right field despite your second baseman playing in the grass.
Anthony drew the hit by pitch. Anderson tripled him in. Lineup flips over to Bartholomew. Full count, swung on, and missed. Cooper tosses a breaking ball over the outside corner. Bartholomew reaches. can't get a piece. So the Damons limited to just that one run on the one hit and the hit by pitch. 1-0, Creighton Prep leads Elkhorn South. The Storm coming in for its second at bat. Don't go anywhere. We bring you more Class A state baseball here momentarily on 93.7 The Ticket.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial or residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
Through an inning and a half, it's Creighton Prep 1 and Elkhorn South nothing. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 of the Storm order. John Lysek set them down 1-2-3 in the first. It'll be Michael Mechna leading off, Carter O'Neill on deck, and Quinn Athey in the hole. Nick, Michael Mechna up to bat, the Oregon commit. We know he did it on the mound. How was he in the box against Bell West?
He went 0 for 4, struggled, reached on an error in the 7th inning, but other than that, 2 flyouts and a strikeout against Bellevue West, the Thunderbirds. Big right-hander in the box. John Lysek on the mound. Fastball up, slightly in, taken for a ball. Lysek incredibly efficient in that first inning. Just 8 pitches to get the 3 outs. Lysek, slow delivery over the top. That one flared out to right field. If it stays fair, it is a base hit. Mechna, a slow turn. Good hustle there by the right fielder, Cal Anthony, to get that ball in. Nick, if Mechna had busted it out of the box, it floated in, he might have had a chance with an aggressive turn, but he settles for a leadoff single. Now it's a question of how much do you trust your 6, 7, 8 guys, right? Can you believe that Quinn Athey, Luke Hoskinson are going to be capable of an RBI if you call Carter O'Neill to bunt Mechna over, right? We know Mechna can steal bases. We know he can run well. Can you trust the guys below O'Neill in the order to get an RBI? Can you trust Carter O'Neill as he fouls the bunt back to lay down a bunt? Popped that one up back to the netting for strike 1. Mechna made the nice running catch in left center field to end the top of the first inning. He gets his lead from first. Lysek, glove on the hip. Now he comes set, just at the number. Third baseman charges in as O'Neill shows bunt early. He drops the bat head down, offered at it. If you're going to keep the bat there, Nick, you may as well go for it. That was just a caught in between, didn't know what to do, so he took strike 2. Yeah, frustrating for third base coach for Elkhorn South because you're sitting there going, we needed you to do a job, and now you're behind in the count. Lysek has his full arsenal available to him. We'll see what he chooses as Mechna dances. Here's a ground ball to second base. 4, 6, and 3. Double whammy there, Nick. Not only does O'Neill not get the bunt down, instead of being responsible for just the 1 out, he's responsible for 2. Just what Lysek needed, just what Creighton Prep wanted to dial up. They get it. Textbook 4-6-3. I'm also wondering, I was somewhat surprised on that 0-2 pitch that Mechna did not try to swipe second base. He got a really good jump. He started to break for second base like he was going to go, and he got a really nice jump on it. Lysek didn't even bother to even look at him. And I'm surprised that he ended up staying put at first base. Not that it would have changed things, but on an 0-2 count, heavy breaking ball percentage type of count at the high school level, I'm surprised we didn't see Mechna try to swipe second base. Maybe you rushed the second baseman on the flip, but especially, Nick, I wonder if Mechna surprised himself with how good a jump that he got and spooked himself into stopping, right? You can leave a jump shooter too open in the game of basketball is kind of how I would equivocate that. So it's Quinn Athey
On deck, or in the batter's box, I should say, on deck is Luke Hoskinson. Athey quickly down in the count 0-2. Here's Lysek, the wind and the pitch. That one flared out to right field. That is a base knock. Athey, stutter step, turn around, first base. Second single of the inning for Elkhorn South, their second hit of the game.
Let's talk about the evolution of baseball again, right? Carter O'Neill gets his bunt down in two tries. Mechna advances to second. That scores Mechna easily from second base. Also, if Mechna swipes second base and is on there with one out for no matter what happens, however Carter O'Neill's at bat goes, still scores, and that's a tie ball game.
And that's an easy read for a runner on second base to read that over the second baseman and the right fielder. So here's Hoskinson. That's a breaking ball in the dirt at his feet, ball one. John Lysek for Creighton Prep, 3-4 on the year, ERA of 4.71. Allowed just 2 singles through an inning and 2/3. Hoskinson in left-handed batter's box, that back foot on the line, fastball up and out from Lysek, 2-0.
Hoskinson patrolling center field today defensively for Elkhorn South. Really good center fielder. This outfield for both these teams, really, really talented. It's important at the high school level.
Second baseman up the middle for Creighton Prep. A lot of room on the right side as Athey takes off. That one hit one hop to the shortstop, Garrett Anderson. He throws across the diamond 6-3 and plenty of time to get the speedy Hoskinson. No runs on 2 hits. Lysek works out of 2 singles. So Creighton Prep will take its 1-0 advantage into its third at bat. We'll return to Tal Anderson Field momentarily with the Junior Jays leading the Storm 1-0 on 93.7 The Ticket.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial or residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
1-0 Creighton Prep leads Elkhorn South in our second Class A elimination game of the day. Right before this, Millard South sent Lincoln Southwest back home down 180 with a loss. Here with the third inning and Creighton Prep's third at bat, Nick Sainer.
Thank you, Austin. Cal Cooper back out there once again in the top of the third. 2 hits apiece for Creighton Prep and Elkhorn South. Been a pretty evenly played ball game, right? You can tack it on to, you can refer it to miscues. Probably the one that sticks out the most is the one by the right fielder. Quinn Athey on an overthrow to first base, had a chance to double up a runner after a hit and run was on. Caught the line drive and airmailed the ball en route to first base. So here in the third inning, Cal Cooper starts 1 ball, no strikes to the 2-hole hitter, Tony Caniglio, the starting third baseman for the Creighton Prep Junior Jays tonight, as the 1-0 pitch is upstairs 2-0. I say that was a big problem, right? Not only because of the runs, certainly 1 run's not a whole lot. Elkhorn South will be able to get that one back. Lysek looks good, but not that dominating to this point. But my point is this: you forced Cal Cooper to throw 9 extra pitches, and that's the difference between 3 days of rest or 2 days of rest. That's the difference between having Cooper available maybe tomorrow and having him, allowing him to pitch in 3 innings instead of allowing him to go 4. Those things add up over time and over the course of a game, because Cal Cooper's had a nice little outing through 2 innings and some change. So the 3-1 pitch to Caniglio. This one skied high right side. It's going to stay in fair territory. Second baseman is going to call off the first baseman, which is the right call. That was not Walter's ball to begin with, as the second baseman, Charvat, roams over and is able to make the catch for out number 1. So 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning brings up Michael Wheelock. You'll remember back in the 1st inning, Wheelock actually walked to be as the 3rd batter in that 1st inning, then advanced to 3rd base as well. Was stranded at 3rd after Birchfield flew out to end the 1st inning. But Wheelock takes ball 1, 1-0.
Nick, Athey's still got to move in. I'm sorry. I thought he was going to learn his lesson after that pop-up. That could have been his ball, not the second baseman's ball, but he's still extremely deep in right field there.
I even saw it from Creighton Prep as well, and not to beat a dead horse, but I even saw it from Creighton Prep while there was a left-handed hitter up as Cal Cooper falls behind in the count 2-1. As the left-handed Storm batter came up to the plate, the left fielder for Creighton Prep came sprinting in. He didn't have to play so far back. In this case, Wheelock, right-handed hitter, the right fielder doesn't need to play so far back until he beats you over his head. But once again, right now, the only way that Wheelock's going to be able to beat the right fielder for Elkhorn South, Athey, is if it's a home run. And at that case, you just tip your cap and say, nice job hitting. 1-0 your score, the 3-1 pitch to Wheelock. Ball 4, and Wheelock takes his second base on balls of the day.
Nick, I like that from him after a tough day yesterday, right? I don't think it's that he's being passive. I think these are just good takes, right? Cooper hasn't missed by a lot, but by just enough. That's good patience at the plate by Mike Wheelock after a tough day yesterday. Yeah,
I would absolutely agree with that. 2 hits apiece, no errors yet for either side. Been a pretty clean ball game through 2 1/3. So runner on first is Michael Wheelock, and now Smithburg, the first baseman who singled back in the 1st, and Wheelock advanced to 3rd on it. He is now up at the plate. Cleanup hitter for Creighton Prep, starting at first base. Where's number 8 for the Junior Jays? Left-handed pitcher against right-handed hitter. Cal Cooper comes set, stares at first base, and now fires home. The off-speed pitch coming in at 63 miles per hour was low and away, ball 1. Good turnout from Elkhorn South student section. They're got a whole section filled up. There's a back row of students, though, just on their phones.
Youths.
1 ball, no strike, swung on and missed. A hearty cut by Smithburg on an elevated fastball, and it makes it 1 ball, 1 strike. There's also a group that is fully turned around, talking to the row behind them.
They're lucky the netting is there.
Yeah.
Back in my day, you had to pay attention for foul ball.
You should have brought your mitt. 1 ball, 1 strike, low and in the dirt. Ball 2. And fortunately enough, Elkhorn South not too far of a drive. For Lincoln Southwest students, applaud them. That's a hefty drive. About an hour and probably 35 hour and 40 minutes from Southwest Lincoln to Tal Anderson Field in Omaha. It's about an hour and 15-minute drive from Southwest Lincoln to Warner Park. And I only know that because I've done it. I've done it a time or two. 3 balls, 1 strike to Smithburg. Cal Cooper doesn't want to walk 2 in a row. This one laced up the middle. A diving stop by Eichmeyer. He tags the runner out. Eichmeyer was able to make a diving stop. Kobe Eichmeyer, Augustana, getting a good one out of the Elkhorn South shortstop. He's a ball player as he was running towards second base to field the throwdown on the stolen base attempt. It was a line drive. He laid out full extension and knew instantly I got to pop up and tag the runner at second base for out number 3. He doubles it up. He does it himself, and we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning with Creighton Prep leading 1-0. We'll step aside, come back in 60 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Nick Standard, Austin Norman back with you. It will be the, 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up. McDonald, Charvat, and Eichmeyer for Elkhorn South. Here to tell you, no, it's me.
It's you. It's
still me.
I'll take it if you want it.
No, bottom of the third inning, as it will be McDonald. Hey, Austin, it's been a day. As this one, first pitch of the at-bat is up out of the zone, ball 1 to Crew McDonald. We talked about it. They actually DH'd for the catcher the other day, partially because the pitcher was Michael Mechna, and they said, Crew, you're going to just do the catching for us today. So Crew takes ball 2, inside, 2 balls, no strikes on an 86-mile-per-hour heater from John Lysek. Here's the 2-0. Swung on, grounded softly to the shortstop, charging, making the play, throwing across the diamond, and in time to first for out number 1. Nice play by the Creighton Prep shortstop. And number 3, Anderson, Garrett Anderson, firing it over to the first baseman in time for out number 1. 6-3 on the putout of Crew McDonald, and that brings up the 9-hole hitter. Number 6 for Elkhorn South, Connor Charvat. Charvat, Charvat. He takes ball 1 low and in, 1-0. 87-mile-per-hour fastball on Lysek's 23rd pitch of the day. This one grounded softly to third baseman, moves his feet, pumps in the glove, and fires over to first base in time. Creighton Prep playing some solid defense infield defense, and out number 2.
Nick, with Eichmeyer coming back to the plate, your leadoff hitter, now the second time through the lineup. He hit it on the screws to Bartholomew, his first at bat.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking with his third base coach right now, having a conversation. I think some of this is to, tell Lysek to pump the brakes, right? Take him a little bit out of his rhythm. But I think this is a conversation saying, take a pitch or two. See if you try to run this pitch count up. We've seen some action in the Creighton Prep bullpen. So I think Pat Mooney and his staff are thrilled with every extra out that Elkhorn South, gets quickly so Lysek can extend and save the bullpen.
I also wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe him try to drop something down. You have a third baseman playing even with the bag and a first baseman playing a few steps behind it, but instead he takes strike 1 on the inner path, 0-1.
Fastball or breaking ball on the outside part of the plate might be a push button opportunity.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The pitch, Eichmeyer hammers it right side, fielded cleanly by the first baseman, and that is it for the bottom of the third inning. So Eichmeyer grounds out, 3 unassisted on out number 3. And that'll do it for the end of the third inning. Your score after 3 innings of play, 1-0. Creighton Prep leads as Cal Cooper trots back out onto the pitcher's mound for Elkhorn South. Here, we'll tell you about it in just a moment on 93.7 The Ticket.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Top of the fourth inning at the house that Mike Bovey built. Tal Anderson Field, Austin Norman, Nick Sainer with you. Cal Cooper out for the fourth inning. Up to bat for the second time today, Logan Birchfield hit a ball good distance into left center field. Michael Mechna, the left fielder, had to make a running basket catch, saved at least one run. Cooper's pitch, fastball for a strike over the middle of the plate. Here's Cooper back to work already. That's a breaking pitch. Slow variety, 64 miles an hour. It misses low and out. Top 10 day for baseball this year.
Yeah.
Might not get a better day the rest of the year. Here's Cooper with the count 1-1. That one flared out to right field. That'll be into the Elkhorn South bullpen. No one warming up down there, Nick. We've seen some action in the prep bullpen. This might be Cal Cooper's to ride unless there's trouble.
Well, he's been pretty effective, right? The one inning, the one run, it's hard to tax it against him. Yes, he allowed the hits, but he's been effective today.
That was dirty. That's a slow breaking ball on the outside corner. Birchfield flails at it, misses. He's down on strikes. That is the fourth strikeout of the day for Cal Cooper, bringing to the plate Michael Chase, strikeout victim, to lead off the second inning.
Talking about the weather, right? We've been blessed this week. Tomorrow is going to be a little interesting, right? There's a chance of rain in the early afternoon, potentially late morning, but for the most part, even yesterday, only delayed 30 minutes. It's been and that we were only delayed at one location, Warner Park, because of the dirt. Everywhere else is turf, so you were only delayed at one location and only for 30 minutes. So it's been a pretty good week. We've been lucky with some really high quality weather.
Cooper goes back to that breaking ball in the outside corner. Chase whiffed. This is a fastball swung on. That is an error by the fan. Turn around so I can see. Oh, it just says Storm on the back. That was a can of corn that he dropped.
He even lifted his arms up saying, yep, that's on me.
Sun wasn't an issue. Wasn't staring into it. That is just a good old-fashioned drop. So it's 0-2. Cooper's pitch outside went back to the breaking ball. Didn't bend back. 1-2 count to Michael Chase. Chase, bigger kid, stands in the right-handed batter's box. Waves that bat up and down. Here's the high leg kick from Cooper. Gets Chase chasing again. First strike of the at-bat and the strikeout pitch, Nick, were the same breaking ball on the outside corner. Chase was geared up for a fastball, could not hold his bat back to try to punch it the other way and foul it off.
Yeah, Cal Cooper's in a groove right now, right? You look at the scoreboard and you see, okay, he's allowed one run, right? But just 2 hits. That's the more important number in my mind of how a pitcher's doing. 2 hits. He's got his stuff working.
Anthony goes after the first pitch. He was plunked his first at bat. That was a fastball up in the zone. Anthony couldn't catch up. There's strike one. Cooper quickly back to work. Another high fastball. Anthony can't lay off. 0-2. All right, Nick, do you triple dip or do you throw him something different?
Why change what's not working? Now, high school, he's probably going to throw a breaker. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to work it to the inside corner.
There he goes, fastball. It's a tapper back to Cooper. He steps, throws, chest-high throw over to Walters at first base. Easiest inning of the day for Cal Cooper.
Before we go to break, I just have to say, I mean, at this point, right, if Cal Cooper's in a groove, and Elkhorn South, you need to score to win a game, and they got to get some runs. They got to get something going offensively. John Lysek is a talented pitcher, right, but you're getting an incredible performance. If I'm head coach for Elkhorn South in Brandon Dahl, I'm telling my team right now as they huddle right in front of the dugout, it's our pitcher is busting his tail for us right now. 1 run allowed through 4 innings of work against one of the best teams in the state. We need to help him out. We got to do it offensively this next half inning.
Let's step aside for 30 seconds, bring it right back for the bottom of the fourth on 93.7 The Ticket.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
1-0 Creighton Prep over Elkhorn South. I'm Austin Norman. As you heard Nick Stainer just say, John Lysek in a groove in the third inning. He threw only 7 pitches to get all 3 outs. Due up for Elkhorn South, it's 2, 3, and 4. O'Gorman DHing Walters at first base. Then Michael Mechna, who had the first hit of the game for the Storm. Nick, we saw Lysek there in the warm-up pitches. Also run it up there at 86, but it's so much smoother, less violent delivery than what we see out of Cal Cooper.
Yeah, no, Lysek, but once again, we've talked a lot about Cal Cooper, but Lysek sitting here at 63 pitches through 3 innings of work. Not bad. You like that average to be a little bit lower. We've seen guys working in the bullpen, but he's been effective to this point.
There's a fastball on the outside corner to the lefty, Eamon O'Gorman. Gorman stands in there, late kick and load. Taken just inside, late breaker for a ball. First at bat, O'Gorman grounded to the shortstop, Garrett Anderson. Here comes the 1-1 from Lysek. He's got the sign. Medium late kick, fastball up in the zone. Michael Chase unable to glove it. 2-1 to Gorman. 2-1 count. You're looking fastball here as a hitter. If he throws you the breaking ball, you're okay laying off of it with a pitch to work with. There is the fastball on the outside part of the plate. O'Gorman does not pull the trigger on it. If that's there, Nick, the left fielder is shaded into that left center field gap. Plenty of room down the left field line. O'Gorman can't be afraid to take it that way. As the count is 2-2. Here's Lysek's wind and the pitch. That's a fastball on the inside part. O'Gorman busting it down the line. The ball was bobbled it short by Anderson. O'Gorman is safe. The ball skipped away. Wow, O'Gorman lucky to dive back into first. Okay, so the throw from Anderson came in on a hop. The first baseman, Smithberg, was unable to glove it. O'Gorman had no idea that it got past the first baseman. Michael Chase was not on a dead sprint to get that ball, but Nick, we saw the Elkhorn South dugout screaming at O'Gorman to make the turn to second base. He heard them too late, took about 2 steps, saw Michael Chase had the ball, and was lucky to scamper back to first base in time.
Well, and that goes on base running, right? It's one of those things, right? As soon as you break or you hit that first base bag, break down, look to your right, right? Maybe you can't find the baseball, but you can make eye contact with your first base coach who's pointing at second base saying, go to 2, go to 2. That time he just kind of worried about decelerating into right field, and it was too little too late.
That brings up Keegan Walters, flew out to center field, his first at bat. 3-hole hitter, squares around to bunt. There's a back pick from Chase over to first base. O'Gorman did get quite the secondary lead, but Chase didn't get enough zip on that throw from his knees. Walters took it high for a ball. Nobody out. It's O'Gorman at first base after the error by Anderson. They give him a hit on it, Nick, but I think that should be changed in the official scorebook. Walters squares to bunt, pops it up foul. Drop that bat head again.
This is a dangerous spot for the lineup, right? Because you have Keegan Walters, the 3-hole hitter, right? You're in the meat of the Elkhorn South lineup. Michael Mechna, the future Oregon Duck, stands on deck. This is a dangerous part. Lysek has to feel like you're in a much better spot if you retire Walters here and worry about Mechna with just a runner on first rather than first and second.
Neither O'Gorman or Walters, the fleetest of foot. A ground ball would do wonders for Lysek here. That's a good bunt down the first base line, but it twists just foul. Good job by Lysek of letting that ball naturally roll foul.
Yeah, once again, now here we talk about the evolution of the game, and Walters needs to figure out a way to get the bunt down or now put something in play and allow the runner at first to do his job, because you want to talk about an empty at-bat. These at-bats, these innings trickling away here. Is as the game progresses, you need to figure out a way to do your job. And now that the 2 bunts have come and gone, you got to figure out a way to make this not an empty at bat.
In the second inning, it was O'Neill who struggled to get the bunt down. He ended up grounding into the 4-6-3 double plays. There's a breaking ball that Lysek loses control of. goes behind the back of Keegan Walters. So despite not getting the bunt down, the runner moves up to second base on Walters' watch.
I don't enjoy that pitch call right there. I don't know who calls the pitches, if it's the catcher or if it's the coaching staff. My senior year, I called pitches for Pius, but no, like what I say with this is there's a batter trying to sacrifice your at bat, his at bat. Get him out. Allow him to sacrifice his at bat. Throw a strike. Because right now, Elkhorn South hasn't shown that they can bunt the ball successfully.
Anderson holds O'Gorman close at second base. Fastball chopped to third base. Walters tosses it back to the dugout. O'Gorman gives it a look. Strong throw across the infield by the third baseman, Caniglio. That's a 5-3 putout for the first out of the inning.
Once again, that's a situation where Walters still an empty at bat, right? Where you didn't do your job. Fortunately enough, it doesn't look as bad because there still is a runner on second. But not because of something you did. It's because of something Creighton Prep did and a negative that Creighton Prep did.
It's results versus process. The process did not work out for Elkhorn South, even though the result is essentially the same. So here's Lysick pitching out of the stretch with O'Gorman at second base. Michael Mechna up to bat wearing number 8. Righty matchup. Lysick's breaking ball over the heart of the plate, strike 1. On the year, Mechna a .293 hitter. 2 of the 3 long balls for Elkhorn South have come off the bat of Michael Mechna. Not a power team necessarily, but we know Mechna has the ability to drive the ball into a gap. Here's the 0-1 from Lysick. Mechna jumps out of the way of that one. Just a little bit too far, Nick. That's one where with your team struggling to get on base and do anything sustained, man, I think you got to turn in and wear that one instead of take the hop back.
You're also wearing an elbow guard where that was about to hit. You're also wearing an elbow guard that those things are not cheap. Trust me. So allow that elbow guard, that big piece of plastic to deflect that baseball. I want to clarify a point while we have a time called by Mechna. I mentioned how I didn't care for the breaking ball call on the 2-2 pitch. It's not that Lysick hasn't been able to control it. We just saw it on this first pitch of the at-bat to Mechna. It's that in that situation, there's a guy trying to give you his at-bat. Allow him to give it to you.
Run the ball into the bat, almost. Let him guide himself into the out. There's the breaking ball. Fooled Mechna. Might have fooled the umpire, too. That looked pretty good, maybe just a hair inside.
Yeah, and back to that point, right? It's that Elkhorn South hasn't been able to bunt it successfully. A lot of these teams haven't been able to bunt it on command. And so, it's almost, once again, similar to the outfield conversation, prove to us that you can beat us.
Anderson creeps behind O'Gorman as Lysick throws a fastball up and out of the zone. 3-1 count to Michael Mechna. This is dangerous now, Nick. I think this is where you can afford to be careful a little bit if you're Creighton Prep. It's not the worst thing in the world to put Michael Mechna on first base and keep the double play in order.
Especially when you have the guy on deck that's already hitting to 1 today.
That's right, Carter O'Neill,
first base is open. Might as well be pretty cautious here.
Lysick challenges him with the fastball down the heart of the plate. He gets away with it. Mechna puts a good swing on it, but Nick, he pulled his head a little early, pulled off of it. That's a pitch that Michael Mechna wants back.
Yeah.
So here's the full count pitch. 1 out. It's O'Gorman standing on second base. Here's Lysick checking a couple times over that right shoulder. O'Gorman breaks for third. Inside pitch. O'Gorman is out at third base as Michael Mechna draws the walk. Not a good jump by Eamon O'Gorman, Nick. The throw's a little bit high, but still a solid tag applied at third base by Tony Caniglio. Elkhorn South runs itself out of a runner in scoring position.
You have the heart of your order up, and not only did you somewhat, now granted Mechna walked, but somewhat take the bat out of his hand. You're not calling a 3-2 hit and run for Mechna in that stage of the game. You just, instead of having a runner on first and second with 1 out, it's now first base with 2 outs, and now you're getting out of the heart of your order. Man, mistakes.
Mechna got a fantastic jump again, but stopped himself.
I also, there's nothing against if you know as a base runner whether or not you got a good jump. In that scenario, if you didn't, shut it down, break into a secondary lead, and sprint back to second base. Best case scenario in that case, you're 45 feet off the bag. The catcher either throws behind you or Mechna gets a base knock, and you're scoring easily.
Looked like Mechna was yanked back to first base on a leash. That was an awkward start and stop from number 8 on first base. The first pitch from Lysek was a strike to Carter O'Neill, by the way. O'Neill, as Nick said, grounded into that double play in the second inning after a Mechna single. O'Neill, a lefty. Lysek, a righty. He set it his numbers. Another big jump from Mechna. That ball called foul very late.
Yeah, it hits off of the batter.
I think we all saw it, but the umpire needs to signal that right away, not assume that everyone knows what's going on.
I'm also not sure why Mechna's not going, right? If you're going to steal from second to third when you don't have the timing down, why wouldn't you try to swipe second when you do have the timing down? He's proven now 3 times over the course of being on base twice that he has it down. And go, swipe an extra 90 feet. It's a 1-run ball game. You are the tying run, and the innings are dwindling.
Now he's got a short lead, but he takes off. There's the jump, but O'Neill goes down looking. A puzzling few innings here from Elkhorn South as they strand a runner down 1-0. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Creighton Prep. Or we go to the top of the 5th inning, I should say. In the bottom of the 4th, nothing doing for Elkhorn South. 45 pitches for John Lysek. We'll see if it's Cal Cooper trotting out to the mound when we return on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
So just a couple of puzzling decisions by Elkhorn South as O'Neill goes down looking for out number 3. And the reason why I don't like Michael Mechna waiting until there's 2 strikes to steal is he just took the bat out of his batter's hands, the guy in the box, because you get such a good jump and you get told as there's a foul ball on the first pitch of the top of the 5th inning, you get told, hey, when you see your teammate on the base pass get such a good jump, don't swing. Allow them to get that free base. So now if you're Carter O'Neill here, maybe he did think it was a ball to begin with. It was on the corner, and that's fine. But Mechna even forced him to make that split-second decision to say, I see Michael getting the good jump down on the first base side. He's going to easily swipe second base. I don't want to swing and make him go back or hit a foul ball, and then it's ruined. And so now you waited until 2 strikes to steal, and you took the bat out of your batter's hands in Carter O'Neill. Just a couple of puzzling decisions with that on top of the steal, the steal attempt from second to third base as the breaking ball is up and inside 2-2 here to Creighton Prep's 8-hole hitter Ziola.
It's a discouraging sign too for Elkhorn South. Like, it looks like discombobulation. It looks like not being on the same page. And this is a guy, Nick, that's going to go play in college. It's his 3rd game in 3 days. So I could understand, maybe being a little worn down mentally and physically, but guess what? Man. College baseball weekend series are 3 games in 3 days. If your team can't trust you on Sunday in a rubber match, think of this as a series being tied 1-1. In a key conference series late in the year, you can't have mistakes like that. If you get that big a jump, trust yourself, trust your abilities, and go make a play.
And yeah, sure. The Mechna one is interesting, and who knows? Maybe he was getting told to do that just to see if Lysek would ever throw on over. But then to that point, and the steal from second to third from Easton O'Gorman is what type of coaching is being on display here from Brandon Dahl and his staff. What did they see from Lysek? Because if they were going off of timing, which is a popular thing to do, and that's fine, something went awry. But now you've already seen Lysek for, at that point, 3 1/3. You should have a pretty good idea of his mannerisms, his routine, his timing. And to get thrown out by a mile at third is disappointing with less than 2 outs. Now here's a bunt and a sliding grab attempt by the catcher for Elkhorn South, McDonald. It goes for naught. First batter of the inning walked on 6 pitches. So Ziola is occupying first base. Anderson, the shortstop rather, is in. He's down 0-1 in the count. So now, if you're Creighton Prep, it's almost, look at all these opportunities that Elkhorn South has handed us, right? Free pass on first base. And also, if you're Creighton Prep, being realistic, Elkhorn South probably should have a run or two at this point. So now, if you are Anderson, you need to get the bunt down. Do something that Elkhorn South hasn't and capitalize on your opportunities. As he bunts it foul one more time, and it's 0-2.
The big picture things sometimes, but this is the little things. These are the little details that are going to make or break this game, Nick. It's a battle of attrition so much in high school baseball. It's very rarely about who makes the better plays. It's more often about who avoids more mistakes.
Mm-hmm. And that's where those baseball IQ things are so important. As the 0-2 offering, low out of the zone, ball 1. That's why the IQ is so important, right? Is Brandon Dahl at third base can only do so much for an Elkhorn South runner at first, right? At some point, it's that conversation that we have regarding Nebraska football all the time. Is it the coaching or is it the players? And at this point, it has to be a little bit of both that has taken the blame for Elkhorn South as this ball gets away from Crew McDonald and a free 90 feet is awarded to Ziola. So he advances to second on what I will call a pass ball. And Anderson has now evened up the count at 2-2.
Pass ball is fair. Also had that ball pop out of his mitt on the popped up bunt on the first pitch of this at bat.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the 5th inning. 3 chances left for Elkhorn South as they trail by a run 1-0. Cal Cooper, the pitch, swung on and missed. He elevated it. It was a ball by a mile, but Cal Cooper gets bailed out by some poor discipline by the shortstop Andreessen, and he strikes out swinging for out number 1. Turns the lineup over to Henry Bartholomew. Bartholomew hasn't had an at-bat since the 2nd inning. He struck out swinging in the 1st and to end the 2nd. Here he is with 1 out in the 5th. Runner at 2nd is Ziola. He walked and then advanced on a ball that's skirted by the catcher. The first pitch, the at-bat, low and inside. Bartholomew showed bunt. It didn't look like he was too serious about the bunt attempt either, but it was a ball low and away, or low and in rather, 1-0.
I don't mind showing bunt there. I'm not a fan of a bunt in this situation. A simple base knock should score the runner at second. There's no use giving up an out on a bunt.
1 ball, no strikes. 75 pitches now for Cal Cooper. The pitch on 1-0, fouled back to the net. 1-1.
Would have had it.
Oh, that would have tailed away from you.
I got range. I can dive.
I think the gentleman in the booth next to us would have had it.
I played center field. It's my ball. I'll call him off.
Harold won't like that. And the man
Well,
the next to us.
Good guy, Harold.
1 ball, 1 strike here in the top of the 5th inning. Runner at 2nd is Ziola. Henry Bartholomew pick back to second base, snagged by Eichmeyer. And we'll do it again at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Cal Cooper looks back to second, now fires home. Inside, ball 2. This is one where Cal Cooper, once again, Elkhorn South, nobody warming up in the bullpen. Not a single body down there. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the 5th inning. 1-0 your score. Elkhorn South has actually out-hit Creighton Prep today as it's a ball inside, 3-1. As I was saying, Elkhorn South, despite being down on the scoreboard, out-hit Creighton Prep by 1 right now, 3-2. Nobody's committed an error.
Nick, you can tell Cooper's out of rhythm because between these last handful of pitches, he stepped off and readjusted something, whether it's his sleeve, his glove, his hat.
3 balls, 1 strike from Cal Cooper. To the leadoff hitter, Henry Bartholomew. Low, out of the zone, ball 4. So another walk here, second one of the inning for Cal Cooper, and now it looks like bodies are going to start to be ushered down to the bullpen. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Looks like we're going to have a conversation on the mound as quickly number 14 for Elkhorn South, Tanner Forch, sprints down to the bullpen to get warmed up. Creighton Prep leads 1-0. Let's go ahead and step aside for 30 seconds and come right back on The Ticket.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Nick Standard, Austin Norman back with you from Tal Anderson Field in Omaha. Cal Cooper being tasked with still trying to get out of this top of the 5th inning. He's walked 2 batters this inning with a strikeout mixed in. It's been a strikeout Oreo where surrounded by 2 walks. This one swung on and missed. No balls, 1 strike. Tony Caniglio, the batter, right-handed batter. Left-handed pitcher, Cal Cooper. Cooper at 80 pitches now for the day. Runners at first and second, and it gets through the 5-hole of the catcher for Elkhorn South, sprinting around third, now halting. Back at third is the base runner, Ziola, but it gets through the 5-hole of McDonald behind the dish, and that's a free 90 feet.
380 feet as both
There you
runners
go.
move up. And not only does it put 2 runners in scoring position, it takes a double play out of order, at least in the traditional sense.
So now it's the second pass ball of the inning. Actually, that one's probably characterized as a wild pitch, but man, as a catcher, you like to have those. No reason this should ever get through your 5-hole in between your legs. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. The pitch from Cooper swung on, hammered out to right center field. The center fielder ranging back, and he is going to get there on a nice diving stop, throwing it in, hitting the cutoff man to Keegan Walters, but Ziola scores. They just brought in the center fielder, but now he was able to race back to the right center gap. An incredible grab from the Elkhorn South center fielder, Luke Hoskinson, on a dive. Creighton Prep was able to tag in from third and tag up from second. So now a runner is on third with 2 outs in the inning, and Michael Wheelock up to bat.
That's where that pass ball looms large. Those 90 feet lead to the run.
Frankly, both of them.
Yeah.
Both pass balls this inning resulted in a couple of free bases. So it is 2-0 now. Cal Cooper gets on top of Wheelock 0-1.
Heck of a run by Hoskinson to get there, though, and a ball that was tailing away from him. Hung up there just enough.
So Ziola ended up scoring. Here's the 0-1. Low in the dirt, 1-1. Good block behind the dish by McDonald. Just past 8 p.m. here in Omaha. Not that we're in a different time zone than the folks listening back in Lincoln, but or Elkhorn for that matter, or wherever you're listening from.
But to your point, time moves differently in the broadcast booth.
There it is. It's been a fast day. Fast moving day as this one's bunted foul, 1-2.
What's the read on that from Wheelock? Third baseman playing deep?
Third baseman playing deep. Think you can surprise some guys, and especially on turf, you feel like maybe you run a little bit better.
Don't you push that one, though, with the lefty pitcher falling off to the third base side, first baseman deep as well?
Potentially. I think the pitcher with a lefty either has to make a glove side turn or shift his entire body. May still be a difficult play to make, and you feel like you might have good enough speed if you're Wheelock. This one swung on, fouled off. Back to our right side. I do appreciate the PA announcement that they make every single foul ball that's hit, the same exact one, every single foul ball that's hit, about please returning foul balls to the nearest dugout. Not even 50 cents anymore.
Times are tough.
Budget cuts. As the 1-2 pitch is up and away, ball 2.
Childhood just isn't the same anymore.
Nope.
I remember Wilbur Claytonia playing there in Legion. Kids got 50 cents, but it wasn't 2 quarters. They got a legit like JFK.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Two
My brothers
balls.
made bank that day.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Cal Cooper winds up and fires, low and away ball 3. There was one of our tasks, if you weren't playing in high school, was on foul balls. Like not at a park like this, obviously, but on dugouts that you were able to maneuver throughout and get out of easily. You were in charge of foul balls. There was one on the road where you were in charge of foul balls and you actually took them back to the concession stand, and we didn't realize that the players got money while they were doing foul balls and playing for us. So it's somewhat NIL before NIL. The pitch to Wheelock is in there with a swing. Strike 3. Wheelock goes down on strikes for out number 3. That'll do it for the top half of the 5th inning. Creighton Prep adds an insurance run as John Lysek back out there for the Junior Jays. When we come back, he will face 6, 7, and 8 in the Elkhorn South order right after this. On 93.7 The Ticket.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
We transition to the bottom of the 5th inning. John Lysek back out there for his 5th inning of work. He's allowed 3 hits today. A couple of arms working in the bullpen as the sun is completely set here at Tal Anderson Field. Still a beautiful night for baseball. They have these modern lights where it's not the traditional ones that point out, they point up or down, excuse me. And so it's kind of fascinating to see the modernized lights here at Tal Anderson Field. I'm pretty sure also was our room lights always on?
I think so.
Okay. First pitch to maybe I'm losing it. I got to get out of here. As the first hitter of the bottom of the 5th inning, Quinn Athey, he takes ball 1-0, as the second pitch of the at-bat is spiked 2-0.
Text line, be kind. The lights have come on for us, I promise.
Yeah. As 2 balls, no strikes coming up. It'll be interesting to see the leash length of on John Lysek here, because pitching with a 2-run lead, not the most controlling lead, but you've been able to handle the Elkhorn South lineup pretty well, and frankly, they've given you opportunities to handle them.
This is where you have to balance playing for the future versus playing to win this game. Today has to take priority because you don't get to see tomorrow if you don't win today. You want to stretch Lysek as long as you can, but this is where it comes down to the art versus the science of, he's a head coach, Pat Mooney, but really managing the game, managing the situation, because you probably didn't expect to get 4+ innings out of Lysek. You did. How long are you willing to try to ride that hot hand?
Ground ball hit to the second base. Error throw, and the runner is safe as Quinn Athey reaches on an error by the second baseman. And so Athey will occupy first base here in the bottom of the 5th.
All right, so Hoskinson here, if you're going to bunt him, I think he squares late. Try to bunt for a hit with his speed.
I agree. I absolutely agree with you there. So bottom of the 5th, they're going to run for Quinn Athey. Quinn Athey's somewhat surprised by this, but nonetheless, they're going to bring in number 20, Devin Meyer, to run for Quinn Athey. here at Tal Anderson Field. Devin Meyer, a little bit of a stockier build than Quinn Athey was on the base paths. Now big one for Luke Hoskinson as he steps into that left-handed batter's box. No balls, no strikes. 2-0 your score, Creighton Prep. Lysek comes set. Third baseman creeping in. He's about halfway home as he pulls back on the bunt attempt. Ball one. The third baseman was 45 feet to home plate. Once again, this goes back to that fake bunt slash. If that third baseman really wants to risk playing right at 45 feet from home plate, go ahead and try to send it right his way, make it impossible for him to make a play on the ball. As Hoskinson pulls back again on the bunt attempt, takes ball 2-0.
This isn't an obvious bunt situation. So again, Elkhorn South with the numeric system instead of with the sign system.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder if Creighton Prep is familiar enough with Elkhorn South to have a beat on their sign, is scouted ahead, and knows or at least has a good guess on what the numbers mean.
We're going to have a mid-at-bat conversation on the mound as the coach for Creighton Prep wants to talk things over, maybe talk a little defensive alignment, because he's talking to more than just the pitcher. And so you have a feeling this might be a defensive alignment conversation. Once again, Devin Meyer came in to pinch run for Quinn Athey at first base. Hoskinson, the center fielder, is currently up to bat. Creighton Prep scored one in the top of the second, one in the top of the fifth just a while ago. And here in the bottom of the fifth, Lysek only has 52 pitches. So at this point, just averaging about 10 pitches per inning or so. 2 balls, no strikes here as Hoskinson steps back in. Left-handed hitter facing the right arm of John Lysek here at Tal Anderson Field. Comes set from the belt. He lifts the leg and fires. Shows bunt. He misses it behind the plate. And the runner, this case, it is Devin Meyer, advances to second base. Hoskinson pulled back. I'm pretty sure that the catcher missed that one completely. The umpire may have taken that one either off the mask or off the chest protector. And he's stumbling around a little bit behind home plate, a little shaky as the catcher, I will say from experience, tough to just catch a ball while you're expecting the bunter to get barrel on the ball.
It's really the bunter's job to catch that ball.
Yeah.
In that situation. Hoskinson squared earlier on that pitch than he did the previous two, Nick, which made me wonder if that kind of Baltimore chop slash play was coming, but he just held the bat out there, I think just daring Lysek to throw him a strike.
And so far, Lysek hasn't. So 3 balls, no strikes here as swiping second base on the pass ball was Devin Meyer, the pinch runner for Quinn Athey. So he stands on second base. That was an 84-mile-per-hour fastball that umpire just took square with off a no deflection. 3 balls, no strikes. You'd expect a hold sign from Brandon Dahl and Elkhorn South as Hoskinson pulls back and takes strike 1, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2-0 your score. Creighton Prep on top of Elkhorn South. Just past 8:15 p.m. here at Tal Anderson Field. The wind at a complete standstill, according to the polls in left field. We're going to have a stoppage in play, and it looks like a ball from the slope over in left field made it onto the field of play. So we've got that cleaned up.
Great call by the first base umpire. He saw that from all the way across the field. Does make you wonder where his focus is, but I'll give him credit for having reached the field to play. It is his purview.
Third base umpire had no idea as it's 3-1. The pitch bunted down the first baseline. The first baseman will turn, throw it to first base in time, and sliding into third was Devin Meyer. Brandon Dahl doesn't look happy with that decision as he has his hands on his knees down at third base. I'm not sure that was the play that they called. I think at that stage of the at-bat at 3-1, when Lysek had shown time and time again that he hasn't been able to throw a strike consistently, I think you were okay with maybe taking another one or at least swinging away, especially now that the runner had moved into second base.
He was already in scoring position. What does that extra 90 feet do for you? Now He has an opportunity to tag.
A shallow fly ball right side. Here comes the runner to the plate. A throw from the right fielder. It's in there, but it's missed by the catcher, and Elkhorn South is able to score one here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and they now trail just 2-1 after the sacrifice fly off the bat of their 8-hole hitter, Crew McDonald. So that goes down as a sacrifice for both Hoskinson and for McDonald for outs 1 and 2. But yes, to that point, you're wondering, man, if Hoskinson can swing the bat, get a base knock, you're in a much different situation than you currently are. 2 outs here, bottom of the 5th. Swung on and missed by Charvat. 0-1. Once again, especially after he started the at-bat to Hoskinson down 3-0. As now Charvat is going to be hit by a pitch. He got plunked on the elbow, and he will get first base for free. And that brings up the leadoff hitter, the shortstop, number 1, Kobe Eichmeyer. Eichmeyer on the day flew out to the center fielder in the 1st inning and then grounded out to the first baseman back in inning number 3. Charvat occupies first base as the lights start to shine more and more here at Tal Anderson Field. 2-1 is your score. Creighton Prep leads by 1 single run. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Lysek comes set. There goes the runner. The pitch is a ball, and the runner is in there safely. Not even a chance on a breaking ball that was high in the zone for the catcher for Creighton Prep. In this case, it was Michael Chase to even have a chance at getting Charvat at second. So now, with your leadoff hitter up, you have a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. Kobe Eichmeyer, a big moment for the Augustana commit. This one hit well up the middle as they will wave Charvat around third. The throw home from center is fielded by the catcher, and it is not in time as he drops it. The catcher slams down his catcher's mask, and sliding into second is Kobe Eichmeyer. And we have a tie ball game in the bottom of the 5th inning as Kobe Eichmeyer hammers it up the middle. The throw home from the center fielder, Henry Bartholomew, was perfect. It was right on the money, but a headfirst slide by Charvat knocked the ball out of the catcher's glove. The catcher, Michael Chase, was not worried about where the ball was as the pitcher was backing up home plate. Michael Chase slammed his catcher's mask along that third base foul line, and Kobe Eichmeyer retreated to second base after a RBI single with 2 outs.
Nick, there's a lot going on there. First of all, it's the bottom of the order coming through. 8th, he reaches on the air. He's moved over with the sacrifice bunt. You'll have the conference on the mound here. But Charvat getting hit by the pitch in the 9-hole. I was going to say, I like the idea of him running here. With the top of the order due up, if he steals second base, great. He's in scoring position for the top of your order. If he gets thrown out, hey, no harm, no foul. He got 1, 2, 3 leading off the 6th. The other thing that stands out to me, Nick, going through Elkhorn South's stats, Kobe Eichmeyer in the leadoff spot has the most RBI on the team with 18. So it's not often that you see the leadoff guy, lead your team in RBI. Usually it's the 2, 3, 4 hitters that have the most. But what a moment for Kobe Eichmeyer. Laced that ball right back up the middle. Charvat running on contact with 2 outs. It was a perfect throw by Bartholomew. It would have had him had Chase focused on squeezing the glove.
And now Chase, after he slammed his mask down, he's got to fix it as he's kneeling on the pitcher's mound, working on a couple of pieces, trying to fix it and patch that catcher's mask back up because of how hard he slammed it down. I'm sure something chipped, something broke off, and something was unbuttoned as well on that catcher's mask. So Kobe Eichmeyer, who's squatting down at second base right now, delivered a clutch RBI single with 2 outs. And Elkhorn South, despite all the miscues, despite the miscommunication, they have come back here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and they have tied this up at 2 runs apiece.
Not a lot of this goes on Lysek's shoulder. He's really trusted his defense for the most part, right? It was a ball in the dirt that snuck away. And then the catcher dropping that. I mean, yeah, it was a hard hit ball up the middle, but despite that, his defense, his center fielder, Henry Bartholomew, did his best to get him out of the inning.
So runner on second. And it's the 2-hole hitter, Eamon O'Gorman. Eamon O'Gorman, the designated hitter, steps in. He takes ball 1 outside, 1-0. A lot of speed out there on second base in Kobe Eichmeyer. The 1-0 pitch, grounded, chopper, fielded cleanly by the shortstop, fired over to first in time, and we move on to the top of the 6th inning. Your score after 5 innings of play, Creighton Prep 2, and now Elkhorn South 2. As the Elkhorn South Storm trot back out there, Tanner Forch will take the mound, and we'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial or residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Nick Sanderdoss Norman back with you from Tal Anderson Field after Elkhorn South has come back and taken 2 runs from Creighton Prep in the bottom half of the 5th inning. It's now tied at 2 apiece as Cal Cooper's day is also done as they are going to turn to Tanner Forch. The final stat line on Cal Cooper, the future Husker, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits allowed, 7 strikeouts, 4 walks, 2 earned runs. Tanner Forch comes in, here to tell you about it. Austin Norman.
Different look out of Elkhorn South. Forch a righty, smoother delivery than we saw from Cal Cooper. He will be tasked with facing 4, 5, and 6 in the Junior J lineup. It's Liam Smithberg due up first. He singled his first at bat, Nick. He was the batter that lined to Eichmeyer to end the 3rd inning. Eichmeyer made that diving stop up the middle as he was covering second base on the stolen base attempt by Mike Wheelock. First pitch, good swing on it by Smithberg. He hunted that first pitch fastball from Forch, just missed it, strike 1.
Something to note about just hypothetical scenarios here of how lineups are going to match up in the 7th inning. Elkhorn South in the bottom of the 6th will have the meat of their lineup. 3, 4, and 5 due up. After in this inning, obviously, you have 4, 5, and 6. So then in the 7th, if Elkhorn South can go 3 up, 3 down, you'd have 7, 8, and 9 in the 7th inning of Creighton Prep's half inning.
Cut on and missed by Smithberg. He's now down in the count 1-2. Same number of players have been down in that Creighton Prep bullpen for the last 4 innings, really. Have not yet been called on. John Lysek's gone the distance. So Fort's the first call of the bullpen today. Throws that biting slider over the outside edge. That tailed away from Smithberg late. He just got the knob of the bat on it to stay alive at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Tanner Forch, the only Elkhorn South Storm athlete to have knee-high pants. Everybody else wearing the long baseball pants.
I feel like that's a closer thing, right? Do you be unique? There's a fastball up and out of the zone. Forch really running it up there too, 86 and 87 on his fastball.
And he's not very tall either, so he's getting good power from his base, his lower body for sure.
So what you're saying is he's wearing baseball shorts.
There you have it.
2-2 count. Tanner Forch, Liam Smithberg in the box. Righty-righty matchup swung on, fouled off over the right side. Same fan that dropped the fly ball gave that one a look, but it was well out of range. He's more than happy to pass that off to someone else.
Almost hit the security guards at the gate.
Hey, their own security's in their hands too.
There you go.
Here's Forch from the windup. He delivers, cut on and missed, except it was dropped. No, they're saying that's a foul tip Kidding. Let me get my story straight. He did not make contact. He swung and missed. Crew McDonald dropped it. Smithburg gave up on the play. He's tagged out for out number 1.
Thank you for
there we
getting
go.
your story
Let me
straight.
get my story straight. That's why you are the professional and I am along for the ride. So it takes 7 pitches for Forge to strike out Liam Smithburg. That brings up Logan Birchfield. Struck out his last at bat after a fly out to left. Gave it a ride in the first inning, but had the basket catch about hip high by Mechna. Birchfield takes first pitch for a ball. 3 righties here, 4, 5, 6 for Creighton Prep. There's a fastball over the heart of the plate, strike 1. Logan Birchfield wearing number 4. 291 hitter. Here's Forge. He deals. That's a good pitch. Nice location with the fastball on the outside part of the plate. Count runs to 1-2 in favor of Forge. Elkhorn South's infield definitely shading him as if Forge is going to continue pitching outside. He's on the dramatic first base side of the rubber as that breaking ball misses about halfway through the left-handed batter's box. Counts back even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two to 2 the score. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Creighton Prep, Elkhorn South, win or go home. Forge delivers that one. 3 hopper to Eichmeyer deep in the hole. It's short off the turf on 1 hop. What a throw.
Wow.
What a stretch at first base by Keegan Walters to help his shortstop out. Kobe Eichmeyer had to sit and wait on that ball as it's hitting the hole. Back-to-back half innings here, Nick. First, it was the RBI single for Eichmeyer. Now it's the ground ball deep in the hole, showing off the cannon.
That's just an experienced play out of the shortstop. Now, obviously, he didn't have much of a choice on how to field that one, where to field it. He had to field it on the cut of the grass to the outfield. But the understanding that he's going to get the ball there just as fast if he allows it to bounce in the dirt or on the turf, right? You don't have to throw it in the air. That was a very long throw, deep in the 5-6 hole. Your momentum's taking you into left field. You have to throw it across your body. Throw it as hard as you can. It's okay if it bounces in the dirt. Also, judge the bounce to where it bounces far enough out in front of first base to where Walters, the first baseman, was able to scoop it easily. Not a short hop, not a super long hop. It was just nice and candy for the Keegan Walters first base experience over there and to get the out number 1. It's just an incredible play by Eichmeyer.
It's a 6-3 put out, a tip of the cap both ways. The other part of that Eichmeyer play is he didn't have time to crow hop. He had to get to his feet. As soon as he was playing it, that ball had to be out. It got there just a hair in time.
If he throws that through the air, he has to lob it a little bit more, and it's not as hard of a throw as they have a foul ball into the Elkhorn South dugout. It's not as hard of a throw, and this is my point. You have to lob it to get it there. Eichmeyer has a strong arm. He showed it off as strong as he was. That's why you'll see sometimes in Major League Baseball, guys will intentionally bury it into the ground so it's easy to scoop for the first baseman, and it has some extra zip on it.
Pitch number 17 of the inning, low and out. Chase is in defense mode with 2 strikes and 2 outs here. Again, we're in the top of the 6th inning. It's a 2-2 ball game. We've seen some great baseball today, Nick. Glad we have a game coming down to the wire again here in the nightcap. Forge's 18th pitch of the inning forthcoming. He's set at the letters, breaking ball in off the hands, fouled down the first baseline. Couple mighty defensive swings here from Michael Chase. Doing everything he can to stay alive. Should Chase reach, since he's the catcher, I presume we would see a courtesy runner for him. He has not reached today. He has struck out twice. Tanner Forge on in relief of Cal Cooper. 5 innings. Here's Forge, quick step with that left foot. Delivery in the left-handed batter's box. Full count drawn by Michael Chase.
That's the first time, sorry to interrupt you, Austin. That's the first time that I've seen Crew McDonald behind the plate really have some violent movement with trying to frame a pitch. He's been really good so far today.
Here's Forge. That one lined up the middle, but with the bead on it is the center fielder, Luke Hoskinson, made it look routine. So Tanner Forge needs 20 pitches in his first inning of work, but he keeps Creighton Prep off the base paths and, just as importantly, off the scoreboard. 2-2 our score. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Elkhorn South will have Walters, Mechna, and O'Neill 3-4-5 due up. When we return, they'll be facing John Lysek. He walks out to the mound. We'll be back in 60 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member
Your
FDIC.
home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Pat Mooney and Creighton Prep riding that right arm of John Lysek. He has been pretty lights out. Only 4 hits allowed through 5 innings of work. Number 17 climbs the hill, grabs the pill. Final warm-up pitch. Good toss down to second base for Michael Chase, who flew out to center field, ending the top of the 6th inning. As we turn our attention to the bottom half of the inning,
we talked about it, right? This is now 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Elkhorn South. This is the exact lineup you want. You want to make Creighton Prep only have 3 outs left in their potential season. This is where you got to do something if you're Elkhorn South.
Here's O'Gorman. He lines a base hit straight up the middle, back through the box center field. That's Keegan Walters. He's on for the first time today. That's an RBI single for him. And quickly out of the dugout, absolutely no hesitation. Here comes Brooks Berliner on to pinch run for him. I assume we will see Walters re-enter at first base. But, Nick, this is an opportunity as Creighton Prep makes a visit to the mound. We'll keep it here because Michael Mechna has been on twice today.
Yeah.
But when you think of a high major college player, this is a situation where if you want to try to end this game in 7 innings, you have a runner on first with some speed in Brooks Berliner. Michael Mechna can't try to do too much, right? He can't end the game. He can't walk it off on one swing. But this is where I think if you're Elkhorn South fans, you want your Division I prospect that's going out to the West Coast to play baseball to do some damage here.
Yeah.
Getting on base is fine, but if he can get something down a line or in a gap and let Berliner stretch those legs out, that could be a run.
Yeah, absolutely, right? And here's the thing, is it almost feels like a given that at some point as they're sticking with Lysek, they're going to stick with John Lysek. Here's the thing, guys. This is, once again, manager type of role for Pat Mooney. It almost feels like they have a good read on Lysek's timing at first. I wouldn't be surprised to see him Berliner in motion here pretty soon to give Mechna a runner in scoring position.
Not on that first pitch. Mechna attacks the first pitch. Another drop by an Elkhorn South fan. Coach Dahl's got to get them out to practice.
Yeah.
It's a little thing. It's a culture thing. Catch your fly balls. So Mechna down in the count, 0-1. Aggressive on that breaking ball, fired in at 72 miles per hour. Lysek's maintained his velocity pretty well.
He has. That's the pitch I would have tried to swipe second on, right? You know that they're probably going to come with off-speed heavy to Michael Mechna, the cleanup hitter for your lineup. That's the one where you kind of got to guess pitch and have confidence in your timing as they pick off to first and he's back in safely.
Berliner, not a big lead. His lead foot, his right foot is right there at the start of the green paint. Now that he's seen a move, it wouldn't shock me to see him get an extra half a step. He hasn't yet. Once Lysek, another pick over. Okay, seen 2 moves. You wait for him to come set, then you add that extra half a step, especially if you're going. Mechna in the box, righty-righty matchup. He's reached twice. Lysek, long pause, now the pitch. Mechna stepped out on a pitch that didn't miss that inside corner by more than a couple inches.
Mechna has not been able to pick up that breaking ball, that slider breaking ball, that slider off of the hand of Lysek tonight. He's had to back out of it a couple of times, which once again, in this stage of the game, a free hit by pitch is a free bag. You need to turn in and take that if it's for your team.
1-1 count. Lysek only at 65 pitches through 5+ innings. Berliner at first. Mechna swings. That's a high fly ball backing out of play. He's frustrated, Nick. He knows that's a pitch he could have done some damage with.
Yeah, that was one where you're not going to get back. It was high in velocity, sure, at 83 miles per hour. Not the highest we've seen today from Lysek or in this game at all. That's one that if you want it back, Michael Mechna might not get it. I would expect a heavy dose of breaking ball going forward here in this at-bat.
And if you're Mechna, you're okay with that because, Nick, now you're in do-a-job mode, right?
Yeah.
You want something punched through that right side. You have the middle infield deep and back.
And narrow. Yeah.
So there's a lot of room on that right side. Go with the breaking ball, punch it through, move the runner most likely to third. So here's Lysek, his 1-2 delivery to Michael Mechna on the way. It is a breaking ball that's drilled to left field. Left fielder moved in first, and that's going to cost him. It bounces over his head and over the wall. Nick, that is a fortunate bounce for Creighton Prep, as Berliner would have scored easily if that didn't bounce over the fence. But as we said at the start of the at-bat, you're looking for your D1 prospect to do damage. Mechna drills that ball just shy of the warning track. It's a ground rule double. Elkhorn South in business, 2 runners in scoring position and nobody out.
Couple of things, right? We said right before that pitch, heavy dose of breaking ball coming. It looks like Lysek's going to be done. They're going to bring in a right-hander to relieve him. But 2 things that I want to talk about right there. As they're going to bring in a reliever for John Lysek. His day will be done with 67 pitches, runners at second and third with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Is that 2 things. We said at that point, I wasn't a fan of the fastball in the moment before, because then you tipped your cap or tipped your hand and said, we're going to strike you out on a breaking ball. Also, Mechna, being the ball player that he is, having the IQ that he does, they know that I've been bailing on the slider all day. Here comes the slider. They left it hanging 74 miles per hour right down the middle, and Mechna got everything on that. The second piece is a terrible route from the left fielder. They were playing plenty deep enough to give themselves a chance. They took Ziola in left field, took 3 steps in before having to take a step back and realizing that ball that was shot off of Mechna's bat, was way over his head. So, yes, was it a ground rule double? Was Creighton Prep fortunate? Sure, but there was a couple of things that set up there right before that pitch and during that, while that ball was in flight, that certainly hurt the Prep Junior Jays.
It is a righty out of the bullpen for Creighton Prep. We'll go to break for 30 seconds. We'll be right back. Set the scene for you on 93.7 The Ticket.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
So after a leadoff single to begin things here in the bottom half of the 6th inning by Keegan Walters, a double as well by Michael Mechna, the future Oregon Duck. Runners are on second and third with nobody out, and Lysek's day is done. And the Creighton Prep Junior Jays are going to turn to junior pitcher Josh Carney. Josh on the season, a 1-2 record, a 2.10 earned run average. He will inherit, as I mentioned, runners on second and third. Mechna is at second, while Walters is at third. Carter O'Neill, the 5th hitter in the Elkhorn South lineup, is up to bat. He's 0 for 2 today. Here's Austin Norman.
O'Neill grounded into a double play and struck out looking. Left-handed batter with the infield drawn in. Carney on to pitch, fastball in the low 80s, at least during warmups. If you are O'Neill, you're looking for a ball down, get it on the ground, read it if you're the runner at third base, or if it's a pitch up, don't try to do too much. Loft it to the outfield, but the runner on third base, Nick, has to be smart here, as does head coach Brandon Dahl, because you still have all 3 outs to work with. At least 2 outs can be productive. So here's Carney's first pitch, low and in, went the breaking ball first pitch, smothered by Chase. We now have a 3-town battle as it's Kearney, Elkhorn, and Creighton. Kearney and Lysek, very similar setups and deliveries here. Kearney steps off with that right foot to reset. O'Neill's had to take a couple big deep breaths here, Nick. You can tell he's trying to slow himself down. He wears number 10. Kearney wears number 5. Creighton Prep in the baby blue tops and hats. Here's Kearney's delivery. Good take on the outside of the zone. That is just outside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. I think Kearney can afford to be a little nitpicky, a little nibbler here with first base open. Keep the double play in order. O'Neill ahead in the count. 2-0. Kearney's fastball taken over the inside corner, strike 1.
Imagine this moment here. Carter O'Neill, a senior hitting .273. You have a chance to keep your team alive, give them the lead heading into the top of the last inning. 2 runners in scoring position, and you're up to the plate.
O'Neill's stance is slightly open. Chase down on his right knee. Sets the target. Kearney's pitch plunked him. O'Neill took it off that lead right arm. He will trot down to first base. They are juiced right now. Kearney plunks the first batter he faces, and nobody out, and the bases loaded for Elkhorn South. Here comes Quinn Athey to the plate. He's been on both times. Singled in the second inning. He reached on an error and scored the first run of the game for Elkhorn South back in the 5th.
Carter O'Neill was fortunate he didn't get called for leaning into that pitch. I felt like he may have dropped his right elbow just a little bit, but fortunately enough, they awarded him first base.
We do know high school umpires very much enjoy making that call as Athey strikes the plate and takes a breaking ball. It surprised him. I don't think he expected the breaking ball for the first pitch. Neither did the umpire. That looked pretty good from up here, Nick.
Yeah, 1 ball, no strikes now here to Quinn Athey. Athey scored last time in the 5th inning here, trying to give his team the lead with something.
Kearney's got to get back on beam here quick. There's another breaking ball, same spot. This time it's in there for strike 1. If it's there again, probably want to try to turn on that one if you're Athey.
74 mile per hour right down the middle. Probably feeling pretty good about that.
Even if you're not going to Mechna it and hit it over the wall for a ground rule double, you can at least crank it down the line. Here's Kearney. That's a fastball in the dirt. It skips away from Chase. Bad read at third base by Keegan Walters, and the pinch runner for him, it was actually Brooks Berliner. Nick, it popped up, and then Chase wasn't that quick to it. It scooted far enough away, but Berliner took too long to recognize it.
That also falls on the hitter as well. He's got to communicate here. And by the way, just notice they brought in Devin Meyer as the hitter. So it is not Athey. Devin Meyer is doing the hitting for Quinn Athey. So that's apologies on my end there. But that's on Devin Meyer. He's got to signal and see where that ball is at and judge it whether or not that runner at third can come home.
Big moment for Devin Meyer, Nick. That's a perfect pitch there from Josh Kearney. That's a fastball down at the knees to even count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The worst thing you can do as a hitter here is go down looking.
Yeah.
Strikeout absolutely kills you. If you're going to get out, at least put the ball in play. Force Creighton Prep to make a play and give yourself a chance to score a run. So here's the 2-2 from Kearney on the way. Breaking ball, fisted out down the right field line, giving it a run.
Good decision.
Very smart decision there by the right fielder, Cal Anthony. He might have contacted that ball in fair ground had he laid out for it.
However, well, so he let it drop. He let it drop in foul territory. He knew the runner at third was going to tag. My thing is this. I looked over, and the runner from third was halfway home. That's one of those where, whether that's fair or foul, you're tagging.
Do it again at 2-2. Meyer just gets a piece of it, fouls it back to the screen. We'll do it again at 2-2. Also, maybe smart to let it drop, Nick, because had the runner at third tagged, that's a tough throw to make. Anthony's coming at full speed. It's hard to stop your momentum. And if you try to wing it back across your body as a lefty, disaster could ensue. 7th pitch of the at-bat. Josh Kearney on the mound. Devin Meyer in the box. Kearney's fastball blows it past Devin Meyer. That is a strikeout at 86 miles an hour on high heat. Not what Elkhorn South wanted. Perfect result if you're Creighton Prep.
Yeah, nice job by Josh Kearney, right? Didn't start all that well in that at-bat. Didn't start with the first batter he faced. He was down 2-1 to Carter O'Neill and then plunked him. Now it's time for Luke Hoskinson, the center fielder who had that sacrifice bunt last time. Who knows? Maybe we see something, just force him to make a play. This is how well can you direct it, right? How well are you able to push this? In this case where there's a force out at home, I think that you would almost rather it go third base side. The reason being, a couple of reasons. If you're the third runner on third base, as we have a timeout on the field, runner at third base, get in the way of the glove from the catcher. Get in that running lane, not runner's interference, but just go for that glove because that's where that ball is going to end up. You want it to plunk you in the back of the back or in the back of the head or helmet in this case, and you're safe at home. Most importantly, the third baseman also playing even with the bag. Absolutely. This is where you want to maybe push something down the third base line. This is a tied ball game. Every moment counts.
Hoskinson takes a breaking ball in for ball one. If you're the third baseman, you are following that runner at third in step for step, because I almost think a suicide squeeze is a little safer here rather than relying on the runner to read it. If you're Hoskinson and you're gonna bunt, that bat head does not drop below a 30-degree angle. Carney on the mound. It's 1-0. Hoskinson swings. That's a base hit up the middle. It drops in front of Bartholomew. There's the go-ahead run crossing the plate in Brooks Berliner. Luke Hoskinson delivers on the second pitch of his at-bat. Elkhorn South takes their first lead of the game. It's 3-2 Storm on an RBI single by Luke Hoskinson.
Great piece of hitting by Luke Hoskinson. It's a nice pitch right on the outside part of the plate. Sent it right back up the middle. An even better read by Brooks Berliner and the runner at second base in this situation, Michael Mechna. Read the speed, read that the ball was going to be down, shy of the center fielder Bartholomew, and they advanced easily into their next station.
Hoskinson, not the biggest guy, got enough of the barrel on it, but not too much at the same time. Allowed it to drop in front of Bartholomew, who's playing about average depth there in center field. So it's 3-2 Elkhorn South. Carney brings it home. Good stop in the left-handed batter's box by Michael Chase on the breaking ball. It's Crew McDonald up to the plate. He is 0 for 1 officially. Grounded out to shortstop to lead off the third inning. Also has a sacrifice fly. You would take that result again here if you're Elkhorn South. It's Mechna on third. He had the double. McDonald fooled by that breaking ball. That's a number of times now, Nick, in just a short appearance from Carney, that breaking ball has forced some knees to buckle.
Yeah, it has a little bit of zip on it from right to left coming from you. So as a right-handed hitter, that's a tough one. It looks like it's going to hit you right out of the hand and then floats back over the plate.
He doubles up on it. McDonald swings and misses. Now down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Strikeout here is also big, Nick. Carney got the first out on a strikeout, but if you're able to prevent a productive out, get an out yourself, that's one less chance for a potential mistake. 7 hits on the day now for Elkhorn South. Here's Carney. He's set, delivers the pitch, goes behind the head of the batter, McDonald. Mechna comes in to score. Now the ball gets away on the infield. Great job of backing it up by Creighton Prep. That ball snuck past the first baseman, Smithberg, but Birchfield was on his P's and Q's backing it up. Disaster averted for Creighton Prep, but the run still scores. Elkhorn South scored twice in the 5th and now twice in the 6th inning. They lead the game 4-2. Worst time possible for Carney to lose the field for that breaking ball.
Yeah, now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. The right side of the field looking pretty open if you are McDonald here. Now, you don't want to try to force your hand to go that way, hit it where it's pitched, but man, something on the right side scores a much-needed insurance run to put you up 3 if they can.
Carney with the fastball. That one misses high. Now it's a full count to Cole McDonald. Nick, at this point, do you just send McDonald down to first base, not risk another pitch after you've lost the feel for both the breaking ball and the fastball?
I don't think so,
because 9-hole hitter?
Because if you throw a strike, McDonald hasn't shown the ability to be able to be on it.
Here's Carney. He's set. Fastball perfectly located. He refound the fastball. McDonald goes down looking. Not how you want that at bat to go for McDonald. Did not help your team out at all. But a run scores during his plate appearance. It's a backwards K. McDonald does not reach base today. And that brings up Connor Charvat. Went 5-3 his first at bat in the 3rd inning. He was hit by pitch and scored the 2nd run of the 5th inning. So here's Carney. There's the breaking ball. Charvat did recognize it a little late, got enough bat on it. The first pitch of the at-bat, Nick, if you're fooled by the breaking ball, just watch it into the glove.
Yeah.
Recognize it, pick it up for next time.
Those are two big runs out there on second and third.
It's 4-2. Carney, there's another well-located fastball. And if you're Charvat, maybe that's not a pitch you can drive.
Yeah.
But again, there's a lot of room between first and second bases with the second baseman playing deep up the middle, trying to prevent anything into the gap.
This is also understand your role. Pass the baton to the top of the order, or Ike Meyer on deck.
Being passive is not the way to do that.
Great
Chase,
body.
a diving block, kind of dolphin dove over that one. Wasn't able to push off that left foot enough, but Nick, he did get the chest plate to the ball and kept it directly in front of him.
And it's even tougher on turf, right? Because things are just bouncy. Things will bounce farther away from you, and it's hard to control the baseball. So the fact that Michael Chase was able to control that baseball and keep it in front of him, nice job by the catcher.
So Carney up in the count, 1-2. There's a breaking ball up letter high.
On that one, though, Chase, he didn't let it come down. He's got to catch the breaking balls deep. He can't go out front and catch it like you would normally a fastball. Let it come deep. Show that you caught it in the center of your body, right over the heart of the plate. Maybe you'll be able to steal a strike.
Count runs even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners in scoring position, a 2-run lead for Elkhorn South. It's the 9-hole Charvat, the reliever Carney in this duel. Carney, big kick. He delivers a fastball, cut on and missed. It was shoulder high. Charvat didn't mean to do it. He swings through it, but the damage is done. Elkhorn South crosses home plate twice. They take their first lead of the game. It's 4-2. Will it hold up? We'll get back to you with that answer here in 60 seconds as Tanner Forch makes his return to the pitcher's mound on 93.7 The Ticket.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial or residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Elkhorn South, 3 outs away from staving off elimination. Creighton Prep, 3 outs away from the end of their season. It is Tanner Forch, number 14, on the mound for the Storm. He threw 20 pitches, did not allow a base runner in his first inning of work. It's 4-2 Elkhorn South as we turn our attention to the call of Nick Sainer.
Thank you, Austin. Appreciate you, my man, as we enter the top of the 7th inning. Creighton Prep, 3 outs to work with. And this is the hypothetical scenario that we brought up last inning, to where just playing the lineup game, if you were able to send Prep down in order 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the 6, or top of the 6th rather, you would have to only face 7, 8, and 9 in the top of the 7th. And that is the situation that Tanner Forch is faced with. 7-hitter Cal Anthony, the right fielder, number 11, steps in. As Cal is 0 for 1 today. He was hit by a pitch. Did he go around? He sure did. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike after he took the first pitch of the at-bat for a ball up and away. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to Cal Anthony. Tanner Forch on the mound just pumped that one 88 at the eyes. Fires a fastball once again at 88. In for strike 2.
This is where, Nick, adrenaline is both your friend and your enemy. Get it under control. If it gives you an extra mile per hour, great. If it throws your mechanics out of whack, it's not worth it.
The 1-2 pitch from Forch. Up and away. Ball 2. The winner of this one gets Millard West tomorrow. Elkhorn South fell to Millard West just 2-1 back last Friday. Here's the pitch from Forch. Swung on and missed. the eyeball high fastball at 88 miles per hour, and Forge blew it by Cal Anthony for a swinging strikeout and out number 1. So here we are, 2 outs away from Elkhorn South staving off elimination. Creighton Prep, the 6 seed, Elkhorn South, the 7 seed. But these two don't look like they're seeds right now, as the first pitch, the at-bat to Ziola, number 19, Charlie Ziola. He was the guy who ended up getting walked and then came around to score in the 5th for Creighton Prep. He takes ball 1. Now this one hammered out left side. It's over the third baseman's head, down for a hit. Ziola zooming around first, a large turn, and then he claps his hands in retreat to first base, and it's a 1-out single off the 87-mile-per-hour jam shot that Ziola punched the other way.
Every rally starts with the first base runner. He busted his butt out of the box. He made that aggressive turn. That's a really good decision to slam on the brakes because you already have 1 out recorded in the books. The base runner means a lot more than the extra 90 feet, and good hustle by Mechna to get to that ball as quickly as he could.
So now it is the 9-hitter in the Creighton Prep lineup, Garrett Anderson. Anderson, the shortstop. He tripled back in the second inning. First pitch of the at-bat is a ball up out of the zone, 1-0. Garrett Anderson also struck out swinging in the 5th for the first out in that 5th inning. Runner at first is Ziola with a very small lead. The pitch gets away from the catcher, but not far enough. That was a nice hustle play by McDonald behind the dish to snag it and keep Ziola at first base.
Fastball to the shins doesn't sound pleasant, but if you're Anderson, you want to keep your season alive, maybe it's worth it.
2 balls, no strikes. Top of the 7th inning, 1 out here to the 9-hole hitter, Garrett Anderson. Forge checks twice, lifts the left leg, fire, swung on and missed. A Hardy cut on an 87-mile-per-hour fastball down the middle. Forge fired up here, trying to slam the door shut on Creighton Prep. 2 balls, 1 strike. A righty thrower in Forge, a lefty hitter in Anderson. Ziola leads off at first base. The pitch swung on and missed again on the fastball, up and away. Probably would have been ball 3, but coming in at 87 again. Tough to notice the difference. We are right at the 9 o'clock hour here. Stay tuned after us for Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket. As Forge comes set, Ziola leads off at first. The pitch swung on and missed, and Tanner Forge, after being down 2-0 in the count, throws 3 straight 86, 87, and 87-mile-per-hour fastballs right through Garrett Anderson. Strikes him out for out number 2. And Elkhorn South can feel it as they are 1 out away from setting up a rematch against the 2-seeded Wildcats. Tanner Forge is at 32 pitches in his second inning of work. Ziola leads off at first. The leadoff hitter, Henry Bartholomew, takes strike 1 on a breaking ball at 76 miles per hour on the outside corner. Henry Bartholomew, a senior, was here last year, got eliminated. Bartholomew in what could be his last high school at-bat. The 0-1 pitch to Henry Bartholomew. Breaking ball upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ziola still leading off at first. Keegan Walters holding him on. The second baseman, Charvat, the shortstop, Ike Meyer, and the third baseman, Carter O'Neill, surround the middle infield. The 1-1 pitch, low and away, ball 2.
Nick, you just see the difference here in these few at-bats where Ziola, pretty composed as a sophomore, but Bartholomew, the upperclassman, is doing a good job. He looks like he's ready for this moment, knowing his job is to see pitches and do whatever he can just to extend the inning.
2 outs, top of the 7th inning. Ziola leads off. The 2-1 pitch, low and away, ball 3. Michael Mechna, Luke Hoskinson, and Devin Meyer spread out the outfield from left to right. Henry Bartholomew, the Creighton Prep center fielder, steps into the right-handed batter's box ahead 3-1 in the count. Looking fastball. And it's a ball 4 up out of the zone, and he walks him. So ball 4 for Henry Bartholomew. And that means Ziola moves into scoring position for Tony Caniglio. Kobe Eichmeyer goes out and has a conversation with him, as so does the coach. It doesn't appear that anybody is warming up in the bullpen. And we do have a pinch hitter, as instead of Tony Caniglio, it will be number 10, Michael Saul. Saul, a senior infielder, hitting .273 and 55 at-bats. No home runs, but 10 runs batted in. Once again, we know Class A so far, it's going to be Lincoln East and Millard South tomorrow. Lincoln East, the undefeated team, at 2-0 at 10 a.m. And this one, the winner gets Millard West at 4 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. The loser goes home, and their season is ended. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. 4-2 is your score. Elkhorn South out in front by a pair of runs. Tanner Forge in relief of Cal Cooper in his second inning of work. Trying to slam the door on the Junior Jays. Against Saul, the first pitch of the at-bat. Fastball hammered out to left center gap. The left fielder, Mechna, is over, and the Oregon Duck commit makes the catch to end the game, and the Elkhorn South Storm are moving on to face Millard West once again. It's a rematch of Friday's morning game as the Elkhorn South Storm fell to the Millard West Wildcats on Friday 2-1. They've been the closest match in the state tournament for Millard West at 2-1. Millard West will face off against Elkhorn South tomorrow at 4 p.m., and Elkhorn South has eliminated the Creighton Prep Junior Jays by scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th and 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th to win this one 4-2 over the Creighton Prep Junior Jays.
Pat Mooney walked to the back of the mound, I think, to blow off a little bit of steam. He grabbed that rosin bag, gave it a little toss, still holding the baseball in his right hand. Nick, the game ended with a running catch in the left center field gap by Michael Mechna, and that's maybe how the game was won. But that was back in the first inning as Logan Birchfield blasted one to the left center field gap that if Mechna was playing where he was for this at-bat, he doesn't get to. And that's most likely 2 runs that score after Wheelock and Smithburg had reached base ahead of him. So credit the Oregon Duck for making those 2 defensive plays. But, Nick, really it was his at-bat there in the 6th inning that jump-started things. The hitter ahead of him, Keegan Walters, singled, was pinch run for by Brooks Berliner. And then I told you, this is the opportunity. That was the moment for Michael Mechna to show why he's a D1 commit. He put a charge into a baseball into left center field gap. Even though it bounced over the fence for a ground rule double, he did his job. He put 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out. The go-ahead run comes in just a few batters later on the eventual game-winning single right back up the box by Luke Hoskinson. That's a well-played game. Gutty effort by John Lysek. Josh Carney came in. Tough luck loser. I didn't think he was too bad. He just left one bad pitch after a hit by pitch, and Michael Mechna did exactly what he's going to be recruited to Oregon to do.
Just an incredible ball game for our nightcap as the final score once again, Elkhorn South 4 and Creighton Prep 2. An incredible ball game to finish our Tuesday night of baseball with. Join us tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. from Warner Park as we will have Lincoln East and Millard South at 10 a.m. If they need an if necessary game, if that means Millard South beats Lincoln East in the 10 a.m. game, we will play another one immediately following that one. So in the if necessary game, if Lincoln East can win at 10 a.m. tomorrow, they will punch their ticket to their 2nd straight state title appearance. So once again, your final score, Elkhorn South 4, Creighton Prep 2. For Austin Norman, I'm Nick Sainert, and for Harrison Arns back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios. What's brewing with Chancellor Brewington is coming up next. Good night from Tal Anderson Field in Omaha.
Here you go. Coffee's on me and my new BFF. I thought I was your best friend forever. BFF like best financial friend at Members Own Credit Union. Right now, they're offering $100 when you consolidate or transfer a loan or an existing credit card balance and meet requirements. Plus, you get great rates and free advice from a financial partner that will put you first. That sounds like a match made in heaven. Members Own Credit Union is the type of bestie you can count on. Get started today at memberzonecu.org/BFF. Limitations may apply. Equal housing opportunity.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats. dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to MWRbuildingandfence.com.